All right, yeah. So over the last couple days and last couple videos, we've been discussing the effects of EOMM, engagement optimized matchmaking, and also talking briefly about the effects of dynamic difficulty sliders. In today's video, we're going to talk about how these algorithms were incorporated into your shooting. I wanted to dive a little deeper into the shifting green windows. All too often, I see players hit their shots and then immediately go broken. Often the complaint is it's the exact same shot with the exact same timing. In today's video, we'll discuss why the exact same shot with the exact same timing is almost guaranteed to miss. We're about to get into all the details. If any of you guys are new here, consider dropping a like and a sub. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Let's get to the video.
It's AllCity. Load up that clip.
What's good, y'all? I'm AllCity. As always, appreciate you guys tuning in. As I mentioned in the beginning of the video, we've been covering a lot about EOMM, engagement optimized matchmaking, and dynamic difficulty sliders. Basically, the effects it has on your gameplay. And mainly because of everything I've been learning about EOMM, it made me want to look a little closer and dig a little deeper on shifting green windows. The good folks over at NBA 2K Lab found out this year that our green window is shifting with each shot. And it had me thinking, is this a part of dynamic difficulty sliders? We all know that it's the intention of Mike Wang to keep shooting percentages down. And we recently learned through digging up info on EOMM that the perception of a rigged system, it can damage the community's trust and lead to a negative attitude towards the game. So I guess the question becomes, is the system rigged? Will the house of 2K always win? Are you the player destined to lose? And the answer is, in NBA 2K25, all of the above are absolute facts. But let me explain. I want to reference this post from Mike Wang, referencing an older version of 2K. He says, I was simply stating that the shot window sizes are tuned so that shot percentages hopefully play out in a realistic way. Because when people make threes like layups, it leads to boring basketball. Ironically, I don't think I've ever experienced a more boring type of 2K. Slow, clunky movements, constant impact. The idea of splitting two defenders, unheard of. In my opinion, NBA 2K is more boring than ever before. Neither here nor there, I'll continue on. He says, but now that the green windows are pure, again referencing an older version of 2K, he says, I can no longer use RNG to make shooting hit specific targets. So now fast forward to the current 2K, NBA 2K25, I'm pretty certain that we could all agree that NBA 2K25 has RNG. Back then, Mike Wang couldn't use RNG to hit specific targets, but in NBA 2K25, he most certainly can, because it has RNG. I'll continue on, again referencing an older version of 2K that had pure green windows. He says it's totally in the hands of players, and unfortunately most players are less consistent than math. Back then with the pure green windows, he left it in the hands of the player being able to hit that smaller green window because it was pure. But now that the game has RNG, it's no longer in the hands of the players. I just don't think Mike Wang at the time considered how this particular comment was going to come back to bite him in the behind. Not only does this prove that an NBA 2K that has RNG in it, like NBA 2K25, has shooting percentages that are controlled by Mike Wang, but it also helps us to better understand how rigged the whole system is. And that helps lead me and segue into the information that the good folks over at NBA 2K Lab provided us about shifting green windows on NBA 2K25. And I just want to add a quick side note. Had NBA 2K Lab not run those tests finding out about shifting green windows, we would have never even known. Surely Mike Wang wasn't going to tell us. This is why I highly recommend people supporting NBA 2K Lab and what they do. The way in which you guys could do that is by joining their premium membership at NBA2KLab.com. You could use promo code AllCity and save yourself 20%. If you're struggling with shooting, NBA 2K Lab definitely has a jump shot for you. Y'all should go check them out. Now let's pull up the screenshot from NBA 2K Lab's testing, displaying how much your green window is actually shifting. I added the additional millisecond graphics to NBA 2K Lab's graph just so we could fully understand how many milliseconds our green window is shifting. Now let's break it down. Your green window is normally around 40 milliseconds. It is currently known that at NBA 2K25, if you're able to gauge your release queue, you can green quite often. But what I believe a lot of NBA 2K players fail to realize is that you see the shift in those green windows. Take a look at the first shot at the very bottom to the 10 millisecond shift on the second shot. Because your visual cue is constant, meaning if you could lock in on that visual cue, you knock down your shot. This means that 2K added 10 milliseconds worth of a jump shot animation in order to shift that green window 10 milliseconds over. Whether that means it's a catch animation, a load up, or just a slower paced jump shot, 10 milliseconds have been added. That's 10 additional milliseconds before you reach your jump shot cue that remains constant. From jump shot 1 to 2, it shifts 10 milliseconds over. From jump shot 2 to 3, it shifts 10 milliseconds right back to the starting point. And then in jump shot 4, it shifts 10 milliseconds over yet again. And after learning about the amount of milliseconds, like the short amount of milliseconds that your green window is shifting initially, it kind of frustrated me. How are we supposed to gauge whether or not 10 milliseconds have been added or subtracted within our first shots? In other words, it will be very difficult to have a visual cue on screen for us 2K players to know whether or not our green window has been shifting. It seems like such a small amount of time to have like a visual indicator or visual assistance in understanding a shift in our green windows. To add insult to injury, 2K takes this even a further step. They know that if 2K players only had 10 millisecond differences in our green window to deal with, we would figure this stuff out. So what do you think 2K does? They say, well, let's shift the green window completely outside of any area they've been accustomed to shooting. Your jump shots on NBA 2K25 are normally about 40 milliseconds. And as you guys see from jump shots 4 to 5, your green window was shifted exactly 40 milliseconds, exactly out of what you've been accustomed to shooting on. Now help me understand, y'all, why would 2K shift your green window completely outside of what you're normally used to? They do this without rhyme or reason, and they do this without any level of explanation for us to understand and learn. NBA 2K Lab were the ones who found this stuff out. But it doesn't stop there, because from jump shots 5 to 6, 2K said we're gonna even increase it a bit more. We're gonna take you 47 milliseconds outside of what you're normally used to. 47 milliseconds away from the start of your first shot's green window. From your 6th to your 7th jump shot, it remains the same. 47 milliseconds outside of the starting point of your normal green window, the first shot's green window. I'm curious to know how many of you guys gauge your green window off of your first shot. We all know NBA 2K servers have a ton of latency, so you really put a lot of effort into gauging that first shot's green window. But after learning all of this information, you may be doing yourself a disservice to lock so deeply into your first shot's green window, because it's gonna constantly shift back and forth on you and then away from anything you're accustomed to. Before we get to the last shot, let's review, so we could try to put this into terms of us being on the court, taking those jump shots with these shifting green windows while you're out there playing. You start at 560 milliseconds to hit your first jump shot within that green window, 560 to 600. Then your green window shifts 10 milliseconds over. Now you're looking at a jump shot from 570 milliseconds to 610 milliseconds. Your next jump shot shifts right back to the starting position, 560 to 600. Next one over, 570 to 610, and then completely switches over to 600 milliseconds to start your green window on your 5th shot, from 600 milliseconds to 640 milliseconds. So on and so forth for jump shots 6 and 7. And then just when you think you're getting a hang of it, 2K resets your green window all the way back to the starting position. Albeit from this graph, it looks like they expand that 8th shot's green window, because by this time you're probably banging a head on your wall, completely demoralized and completely discouraged that you're bricking your shots out there. So 2K offers you an olive branch for your frustrations, and they say, well, we'll expand your green window, almost an additional 1/4 expansion on your green window. But where they play games with you is that you were just struggling to hit a jump shot between 600 and 640 milliseconds, and now they shifted you all the way back to 560 milliseconds, 560 to a little over 600 again. Now tell me, what type of games you trying to play out here, 2K? What type of games are you putting on the 2K community, Mike Wang? Again, I'm out here thinking I'm logging on to play 2K, and with all this information, end up finding out that 2K is playing me. As always, I'm curious to hear your thoughts about this stuff, so share them in the comment section below. If any of you guys are new here, consider dropping a like and a sub on your way out, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Easy, y'all. If you guys are tired of running with randoms and you're looking for players to run with on NBA 2K, come on out and join the AllCity 2K Discord. The link will be in the description below. Find players and get runs now. Drop a like and drop a sub on your way out. Leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. I'll catch you guys on the next video. Easy, y'all.